What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast. I am your host, Cody Adams, and I'm here with Steve Crowley and Jacob Pierce. We are coming to you live on December 3rd, 2025. Happy holidays to everybody out there. We're officially coming up on Christmas season, guys. What are you going to get me?
Probably a Celtics gear.
I'm just gonna stuff your stocking. That's all I'm gonna do.
Nice. Give me a pink stocking.
Does Derek White have any like head shaving products? I can get you.
Honestly, I would love a Derek White branded head shaver. I'm due for a trim anyways.
Maybe I'll DM him. I'll DM him. Be like, if you have not started this business, that'd be hilarious.
I mean, how do you like miss out on that? Like, that is your thing, dude. You are the ball dude. Make a head shave. There's like I've gone through 3 of them. Like, you could definitely make money doing that. And because I am a Celtics diehard, I will get the Derek White themed product 10 out of 10 times.
Him and Jordan Walsh could fucking do it together. I mean, they're both bald as fuck.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Jordan Walsh has alopecia, so I don't.
Yeah,
I
was gonna say,
grow hair up there, or if it's just, or if he actually has to shave it. Who knows?
I was gonna say, as a baldman, I don't have alopecia. I don't think. Maybe I do. I'm going bald, but like, so it's all against our will. You know, nobody willingly goes bald, I guess.
Derek for sure did not. Derek hung on to that. He was forced into baldness.
LeBron's hanging on for dear life. KD's hanging on for dear life.
Our guy JB, dude.
JB's starting to hang on for dear life.
True.
JB's the one to do it. He'll go bald in his 30s, and he's so good at branding himself. He will definitely have that. Jaylen Brown's hair shaver.
Oh yeah, like some shining shit that you can put on there.
Yeah. Wax. What do you do? I think mine's just naturally shiny because I'm a bald white guy. But
the car buffer thing on your head.
I was gonna say put some turtle wax on that puppy. Yeah, I mean the Celtics guys, they are our balding kings, and they are kicking ass straight up. Like, I got no complaints really. We were really down on them on the last episode in the sense of what we thought the stretch of games would be, because you were facing some of the top-notch talent. And goddamn it, they've looked good in every single game, and they've won 3 of them against Eastern Conference contenders, and went neck and neck with a Western Conference contender. I don't think the Timberwolves are, but they're definitely in the playoffs for sure. All playoff teams you face, and you went 3-1 since our last step. We could break down the games. The season as a whole, we're 21 games in. We're well over a quarter of the way done.
Yeah, I mean,
these sample sizes are getting bigger.
Yeah, this past week felt kind of like it's the first time I felt like that since last year, basically, being like, fuck yeah, after a week of Celtics basketball. Like, obviously we've had some positive wins, but just a straight week of great play. Like you said, like even the one loss we could have won easily, I thought. So Peyton's back, Derek's back. Like, the people that were struggling at the beginning of the year are returned to form. So it makes sense that we're doing better, because they were straight up shooting like 20% from 3 the first week or so of the season. The energy guys are keeping. It's like we have the identity that like kept us dragging along to the beginning of the year with the defensive intensity. Now we can actually hit shots. So it's going very well together, and I cannot wait for Tatum to be back. That's for fucking sure.
Absolutely. Steve?
I'm not scared of anybody in the East right now. I'll tell you what.
Well, you beat them all.
We beat them all. I don't see why you couldn't do it in a 7-game series either. Like, all these teams have fatal flaws.
7-game series are different. That might be one where, like, I don't know, dude. Like, God forbid, Jaylen Brown rolls an ankle in a series. Like, then we're in real trouble. Depth is going to be huge in the playoffs, especially also leading up to it.
I mean, like, you're on a 47-win pace right now, way above what anybody thought we were going to be. Like, we're taking on the top teams in the East, beating them, competing every night. Like, it's great to watch. Honestly, I could see the Celtics making the finals even without Tatum this year. Like, that's how not scared of anybody in the East I am.
I want to laugh, but I kind of believe I'm kind of with you. Like, once we get Tatum back, God willing, he comes back this season. Yeah, I honestly think we could make the finals.
Yeah, the East sucks. Like, the East straight up sucks. Not in the finals, but make it, because like the West is demon time. But like, yeah, like we saw last year, it's kind of was a crapshoot in the playoffs.
Yeah, and honestly, at the end of the season, it's a balance of health. Who's healthier? There was a clip of ours went kind of viral on TikTok, and people were arguing about Aaron Gordon's health in the Oklahoma City Denver series last year. J Dub, his wrist was injured. Aaron Gordon wasn't at 100%, and literally it's just a calculus at that point of depth and health and how good your bench players can come out and play. And obviously, that's where there's some of the sticking points with the Celtics team. Like, how real is this bench group? How real is the team? And I'm with Steve in the sense that I think this is straight up as is a good team. Like, this is a good team. When they're playing on all cylinders, there's some off nights for sure. If the shot's not falling, it's going to be a tough game. But Mazzulla has done a great job at coaching, keeping these guys hungry, getting the minutes together, and letting guys who are playing well get extended burn, like Shireman over the stretch. Like, Jordan Walsh is now a bona fide starter on our rotation. We started off the year by being like, he might not even be anything in the league. Like, where is he? And now he's like a guy who I'm like, what are we going to pay Jordan Walsh on when his deal expires? Like, what is his value? And if so, when can I sign that contract? Because that guy is elite at defending, high energy. And you saw it, especially last night, his impact on the floor defensively, crashing the boards on offense. He didn't score many points in the game against the Knicks in the win, but Mazzulla said he made the playmaking plays down the stretch that won us the game, crashing the boards, finding the open reads, not scoring the ball, and elite defense. With things like that, you're seeing the role player, like you're seeing guys like Jaylen Brown has taken a step over this stretch of the season. At least he's lowered his turnovers. He's figuring out the game a bit that I didn't quite see for him before this. Like, either it was he was on or he was off. But when he's off, he's never off, really. Like, I guess the Cavs game, he was kind of off. He shot the ball terribly. He still had almost 20 points. So he's never really off. You can't really stop that guy, but he is doing the stuff when he can't take it in. He's figuring out the game. You're seeing his basketball brain work, and it's working well. So he's taken a step. Derek White is rounding in the shape. He's always good. Peyton Pritchard, when he's hitting his three ball, he's a starter in this league. Other than that, he's like high energy, tough offensive player. And then you get guys like Jordan Walsh, who's definitely taken a step. Guys like Josh Minot, who have definitely taken a step into being like, are they going to be in the league in a year? To where are they coming off the bench? Like, how many minutes are they getting tonight off the bench? Or if they're going to start. And Nemius Queta too is taking a step. Like, everybody's sort of taken that step we were banding about early in the season. And if it's sustainable, if it's sustained throughout the rest of we're going to be in a playoff team. Yeah, we're probably going to be an Eastern Conference final contender. And God willing, we get Tatum back. Who knows where the ceiling is? It's just been, I feel really bad about the statement I made a few episodes ago about how it's Jaylen Brown and not a good team. Because I think we were going through early season slumps. The shooting wasn't there, and I was getting really down. I was like, I don't really see it with a lot of these guys. And we were treading at water. But I feel now that it's completely different, like completely 180. Like, this is a good team with Jaylen Brown. It's been a pleasure to watch on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
I think that Joe needs to get more credit as like a coach of the year candidate. I mean, you're starting Jordan Walsh and Nemius Queta, and you have a top 4 offense in the league right now. Like, that's unbelievable. Like, this team was not supposed to be doing what it's doing right now. Like, you're beating great teams. You're knocking off teams on 13-game win streaks. Like, the number 1 seed in your conference, you're beating them. I mean, this team is playing crazy right now. And there's nothing that I see that they're doing that I can't see them replicating on a night-to-night basis. Like, nobody's playing that far outside of who they are. Like, you even have guys that are playing below who they are. So, like, and to Cody's point, JB is really stepping up. I mean, in that Cavs game, his shot wasn't falling, but he had 13 rebounds and 11 assists. Like, he found the little things to do to help the team. He was guarding his ass off. Like, at the end of the game, like, he deferred to Peyton Pritchard when he had it going, which is a huge mature thing to do, because that's like, he's the max player on the team. Like, he's the guy who's supposed to be finishing out games, but he sees Pritchard has it going, is getting in a rhythm in the fourth, sees he has a good matchup on Garland, and says, "All right, take it. Like, go ahead. Like, we trust you." And the trust this team has in each other is going to take them a long way, I think.
And it's weird because it's like a new group of guys besides the core components. Like guys who weren't on the team, Minot. I mean, Walsh was on the team, but he was in Portland for a lot. Like you're getting performance Simons, who he's the player he's been advertised as. It was not great to start, and now he is who I think he is, which is just a heater off the bench. It's like it's just not a lot of guys who were on the team last year. So it's crazy that they have this amount of trust and chemistry, especially on the defensive end, where you see a lot of that trust. I mean, I think when you have a group of guys like Hugo, like Minot, like Walsh, like Jaylen Brown, and Derek White, you can trust them better because you know they're not going to get beat on the point of attack. Like they're just not going. They can pick up your defensive assignment, especially if you make a bad read, and then there's ways to attack it by getting Nemi in foul trouble and getting him out of the middle. But it's been a complete team effort, and you don't see the trust better than when on defense. And you have the story of Jaylen Brown telling Jordan Walsh, like, you got the best, you're on Maxey tonight. Like, you got the best matchup. You're the best defender on the team. That's huge leadership shit, I think. And now Walsh, the story came out where he's like told his agent the night before the next game where he's like, I think I'm taking the next step. He's like, I think I'm like for real. And God damn it, if he didn't deliver his best game of the year, like in terms of performance and making the right plays down the stretch. And he even looks different when he's on the court. Like that, the one play that really stuck out to me against the Knicks was there was a open shot. I think JB might have took an open shot. It clanked off at the end. Walsh got the rebound, and he took it inside for the and one lay. But it was like a star move. Like he positioned his body, got the ball back, and he left his body on contact and just soft touch to get the go ahead bucket. So there's stuff there with Walsh and a lot of these guys that has developed in the week, let alone the season. And you got us all talking pretty reckless here on the pod. I do think where it's very strange because I do want to temper it a bit because we are like a Jaylen Brown injury away from being in the basement again. And we are only in 8th place in the East, currently at 12-9. But we're definitely on the rise in terms of NBA power rankings this year.
Yeah. And talk about someone who didn't play with us last year. He wasn't even in the league last year. Hugo's defense already is insane for someone that's a rookie, but wasn't even playing in the U.S. before. Like, took no time to adjust at all. That's for sure. He's going to be a defensive star. That's for sure. I'm excited to have Hugo on the team on the second unit just to ruin people's lives. This team in general is just so fun to. I just love all the role players. Like I get really pumped up when people get subbed in and do well. Like when Baylor was had a good game, I was fired up. It's just a fun group of dudes.
Yeah. I mean the defense by Gonzalez last night was like really where he shined. He was getting mismatches. I forget. I think it was Cat who got him in the mismatch and tried to take him down the post, and he was clamps on Cat, frustrated him. And yeah, he was another guy making the key reads, active hands, crashing the glass too. So like that stuff that's, I don't know, you could be the most physically talented player in the world. You could be the LaMelo Ball, but when it comes time for crunch time, are you willing to go to the floor? And that's something that I don't think you can teach. That's something about who you are. And so far, everybody on the Celtics team, this culture is that. Like we have all 12 dudes, all 11 dudes will go to the floor for the ball, even Jaylen Brown. And it's it's just great ball. It's a fun team to watch. I could not imagine being a Clippers fan. Like the polar opposite.
Even guys off the bench that don't get minutes. I mean, X gets a start, and he had DNPs in 5 of the last 7 games. He had 2 like garbage time like runs, and he gets a start and he plays great.
Yeah, huge matchup. He had like almost 8 like he played his role very well. And I think it was the Wolves game.
Yeah, we have such a smart team. It feels like just I don't know. At least with the defensive instincts and such, but like even the players that aren't as talented with scoring, I just have seen a very like an uptick in like good cuts and good positioning, like you're saying, like Garza, Hugo, Jordan Walsh. Like I feel like even like everyone's just very high IQ at the moment, and that might go to Joe as well. Like the
For real.
Did you see what Mikel said after the game last night? He was like, the one thing that stood out last night was Joe. He didn't talk about any of our players. Like, so people around the league respect him. Maybe he'll get votes via that way, like you're saying, Steve. But I think this task of the season seemed impossible for Joe, but he's doing a great job, and continue to be impressed with him. That's for sure. He's not as still could be better at out of bounds stuff, but we'll take it because his like overall. He's like a football coach, basically. He feels like we have a football coach as a basketball coach when it comes to like the mentality, and that definitely shines through.
Yeah, very. I don't want to equate him to this because this team is currently underperforming, and it's a little bit of the coach's issue. But he's very Dan Campbell-ish-esque in terms of like cross sports comparisons as a coach. He's a kneecap biter. He says crazy, wacky shit, but he's an oorah guy, and everybody in that locker room buys in 100%. And he'll make tough calls. Like he is not afraid to bench a guy like Anthony's a 5 to 6 year vet in the league. He's not afraid to bench him when he's not playing well. Which
might be why everyone's smart.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, one mistake and Joe's going to kick my ass.
He dictates the culture.
Yeah.
He dictates the culture of what's on the floor. And that's another thing you either have it or you don't. I don't want to say like Brad, for all the X's and O's genius that he is. I don't know. I feel like he's a bit different though.
Yeah.
I feel like the players liked him.
He's better as a
he also got like the short straw. You got Kyrie on one of those teams too. Like that was nobody can beat Kyrie. It doesn't even matter how like top notch you are.
We never really got to see that full like Gordon Hayward in first game in. Like we never got to see that develop into what it could have been. And I think that probably is what kneecapped him in the long run, is that you just made the big gamble on Kyrie and obviously Hayward with Ainge making the Tatum and Brown pick. Like that team would have definitely, if everything goes perfect, that's a championship team.
Isn't it? It's absurd that we had that catastrophic fail, and then like 3 years later we had a different awesome full team. Like, you know what I mean? That we won the championship with. Like, it didn't take long to like somehow recover from the Kyrie, Gordon Hayward Celtics at all.
And that's like, in the next breath, I want to give Brad credit because he's definitely like I think he has to get credit for that culture too. Like he lets Joe have that ability. He's not an overbearing GM. He has an incredible eye for talent.
And that people that work well with Joe.
Absolutely. Like he gets a lot of credit for this culture creation too. And I wonder, in terms of like best, people talk about, they bandy about Heat culture all day long. Like that is the one we all know, right? But the Celtics have really fostered a culture here, and it goes back before Tatum and Brown. It goes with Pierce and KG. I wonder if that was where kind of the genesis happened of success. We are the most successful team in the league in terms of championships, 18. No other team has that, and that the history is immense. But we kind of sucked. We sucked in the 90s and the early 2000s, and then we got. I don't know if it was Ainge. I don't know I don't know what it was, but something switched, and we've been in the upper echelon of the league for 1 or 2 years there in the middle, the best one, always in Eastern Conference Finals talks or playing in them, like a championship winning team twice. Like something switched, and now we have a culture here. I think you're just seeing years of the culture being built, and this is like the peak performance of it. You get guys like Minot and Simons and Hauser and Jordan Walsh and Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum playing at levels beyond their capabilities, in my opinion. Besides maybe a few like Jaylen Brown. It feels really good to be here. We don't have a losing culture. We're not the Clippers.
No, it's like we had that gritty team and with 08, like you said, and then like Marcus Smart carried the torch for a while. Well, and then because like even when we were in the dog days between it was like Marcus Smart and Avery Bradley just fucking mucking it up. Like, yeah, we've had a pretty gritty, at least guard defense team for a bit. That's for sure.
Definitely, and those players get credit too for bringing it out on a night to night basis. Yeah, like but that goes back to the eye for talent. Like I think we bring in a lot of those guys. We bring in culture dudes. Peyton Pritchard at the end of the first round. That's a culture dude. He's going to work harder than you and get better at the game, despite his physical limitations. Jordan Walsh, he's a second round pick. He has elite intangibles, but he's working his ass off and he's earning starting minutes now. Jayson Tatum, you know,
Yeah.
the third pick. People talking about Markelle Fultz being better than him. I was one of them, and then he comes out and he's far and away the best player of that draft.
Yeah.
I mean, even look at like this year's draft. I mean, you got Hugo this year. You got
another culture guy.
You drafted Nemi's another guy who busted his ass for years, being like in the behind everybody else and starting to get there. We didn't draft Nemi, actually. You're right. That was the Kings drafted Nemi, but that was a good pickup. Oh, I mean, you're picking up culture guys. I mean, X
Drew Holiday
is when it's his turn. Like they don't pick like they're a very culture, very personnel based team. They're not just gonna pick a name. Like they don't just try and go for name. Even Al Horford was a culture guy. Like you knew who he was. Like he's a great player, but like at the end of the day, like he was gonna be a leader in that locker room. He was always gonna show up to work. He was always gonna like be that guy. So like building around him as one of your centerpieces was just a genius move too.
Al Horford was a star in this league. Despite being undersized at his position, he was a star in this league, and then he took a max deal. And when he realized that he could not perform at that level anymore, he fit into his role perfectly, and it won a championship. And he was an incredible piece. But just to not jump right off of that, you do see these guys when things start to switch a bit with like they're beginning to feel themselves a bit. Like Grant Williams, loved the dude when he was here. Hit or miss performance, not the best player, but he had intangible go to the floor shit. But he started huffing his own farts, and Mazzulla's like, no, you're not gonna fight me. This is my team, and now he's not on. He's in Charlotte, and who knows? He has injuries, but who knows what his future will be. You see Kyrie shipped out. You see all that stuff, and yeah, those people who don't have that drive, they don't stay on the team.
I mean, one guy that we didn't even mention too is Derek White. Like Brad finding him and knowing exactly what he had in Derek White is insane. Like I knew Derek White. Like when we got him, I was like, oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. He'll be a reliable bench player, basically, is what I thought. And then they had a vision for him, and he's an elite player now. It's insane.
Yeah, and I was messing around on the trade machine earlier today for one of the topics we'll talk about, but I was with the Spurs and I was trying to trade picks around, and I saw one in the future. I'm like, oh, will the Celtics be good by like 2028, 2029? And then Spurs had it, and I was like, oh, that definitely had to be like involved in the Derek White trade. Probably. And I'd be like, yeah, that honestly, that's really good for the Spurs. They're going to be the franchise of the future if they're not already here. And I wish I had that one back, but I 10 out of 10 times like that deal was good for us. We got a culture. We got Derek White.
It was like him and it was that and Josh Richardson and Romeo, who aren't even like Romeo. I don't know what he's doing, and Josh is like slightly surviving in the league.
Yeah, Josh Richardson.
Yeah, I always liked him though.
He kind of fizzled out quick though. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, he was one of the guys.
He was a product of environment. I think that was most of what it was. I mean, playing on this team, like you were going to get open shots. You just had to be an energy guy, and you get hit 3-and-D. But on other teams, if they try and do that with you, you're not going to be as successful.
Yeah.
Well, he came from what? The Heat.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Went to the Spurs. He went to 3 really good culture places.
But like
Spurs,
the culture
Celtics.
was good, but the team wasn't though. Like going to the Spurs, when he went to the Spurs, like there was no creator that he could play off of. Like it was, hey Josh, can you create your own shot? And it's like it's not really his bag.
They were dreaming about Wemby then.
Yeah, like they were like, hey Josh, you can be as bad as you want. We don't care. There's a French kid that's coming down the pipeline that's going to be in our system.
And they did know about him. We all knew about him when he was 16.
Yeah. If we knew about him when he was 16, the Spurs knew about him when he was 12.
Yeah, probably.
Do you? I wonder if there's ever if there's a guy dedicated, and there should be. If I'm creating this idea out of thin air, every scouting team should just have like a running track of the biggest babies born, and people who have who are in the 99th body percentile, people who are like big, born big, and continue like if you have kids in the 99th percentile, you should be able to like track them and see how tall they get across the world. So I don't know how you do that, but
even a step further, I think they sent Tony Parker over there to start genetically modifying the babies because they're all like 7 feet tall in France now. Like that's like been all the Giants. No, that I always wonder about that, like how much Tony has an influence with that stuff. Like if he was like, hey, I got this French kid come through the pipeline.
This may be a bit crass, but I would have an entire scouting team dedicated to like the area of Chernobyl, so like Russia, Ukraine. Just keep an eye on reactor babies. See which one comes out of the 7'8" unicorn that can run a 4.40. Yeah, I don't know. That's just me though.
I mean, the Spurs have always had that French connection, so like they were always gonna end up with him.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to be like the Nuggets are obviously the GOAT. Serbia probably just gonna root for the Nuggets forever now. Like the French have just probably loved the Spurs since the 2000s, right? Because of Tony. Yeah. Their GOAT, their first GOAT was from the Spurs, and then their second GOAT is the Spurs.
And they had Boris Diaw in there too for a while.
Yeah, you're right.
Another French guy, like
who I bet Tony had influence to get because Boris was someone they saved from Bobcats mediocrity. Like they didn't know what they had with him. He was decent there, but they didn't know what they had with him.
It's kind of like, and it's a bit depressing now. It's kind of like how Greece is with Milwaukee. You know, like Giannis. There's like if you see any Bucks game at the end, there's always like an entire section of like people flying Greek flags. It's like huge. And obviously his brothers have all played, and there's not been many other great Greek players, but.
One betting tip I heard related to that is that if Jokic is playing in Washington, then bet him very high because I guess there's a massive Serbian population in Washington. And I've heard like all of his like 40, like a lot of his best games are against the Wizards because of that. And you're like, why is he going so hard against the Wizards? No, he's playing for the hometown Serbs there.
Yeah, they basically have Serbian night when he comes down and plays once a year.
Yeah, so
I mean,
next time he's playing there, I'm betting the high on points, rebounds, assist total.
Yeah, like take the highest that they'll give you on the teaser and just slam the over on it.
It explains Neemias Queta's fucking ascendance because he's playing in Massachusetts, huge Portuguese population.
I mean, they have the Portugal circus down in fucking East Boston right now.
Yeah, Portuguese. You got like Cape Verdean, huge population. So it's like there's definitely affinities for sure at fan bases.
He's starting to earn a section, that's for sure. We'll see a Nemi section soon. He's a fucking legit starting center in the NBA now.
People, every single time I tweet about Neemias Queta from the Banner Report Twitter account, it gets likes by people with Portuguese flags in their headers. So it's like those, I know those like do numbers because those they ride for their dude. He's like the only Portuguese guy in the league, and he's playing, like you said, Jacob.
He's the only one ever.
Incredibly well. Ever?
Yeah, he's the only Portuguese player to ever play in the league.
And we got him. Hell yeah.
Now we just need a Brazilian player because they go hard on Twitter too. If we had a Brazilian player, dude, oh my God, we'd go viral.
Oh, the whole Brazilian Timberwolves fan account. You guys remember that fucking wild shit?
Oh, he got killed, as in like his freaking. He got banned by I don't know who, but eventually they were like, no, we can't have this anymore, man. It was a sad day on Twitter.
Just a funny Celtics Twitter thing. Remember Janos?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that guy is.
It was so fake. It was so unbelievable.
Remember
who is it though?
We thought it was Ainge. That was like the running joke. It was Ainge for a while, but that probably not.
I thought it was Ainge, but it wasn't.
Has the story come out of who that was, or is it just like a random? Is he a real person?
Once in a while, Janos still pops up once in a while. I still see it, but like I see it also Janos tweet from that same account with like perfect grammar and everything like that. Like they forgot to switch their accounts.
Oh, really?
So it's just somebody like cosplaying as like a Eastern Bloc European like
guy is Janos.
Loves soup.
Soup is on, whiskey pour. Whiskey's pour. Shout out Janos.
Another shout out. I loved when we had Aaron Baines for that Aaron Baines fan club Twitter account. That was one of the better like random fandom accounts that had like 20K followers. That was kind of funny. But yeah, then when he left, it was not as. They still rocked with us, but not the same.
It was just the Brazzers home account because he had, and Aaron Baines have a huge dong. That was like the story that came out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was fucking Tommy.
yeah.
All of a sudden, he's all of Australia when they walked
Yeah.
in the locker room.
He's like, oh, I hear
Yeah.
he is peace, and oof, he had some line like that. If you see
Yeah,
his,
Baines had the huge Australian backing, so I think that's part of why his fan club was so big.
that's true.
That era of Celtics, like the Marcus Smart prime years, where it was Tommy and Mike Green.
Corbin.
Well, Orman, Jesus. Mike Breen is the other guy for who does it still. Mike Gorman, yes. That era of like Celtics discourse is my favorite. Like the Twitter, that I don't think we'll ever get that back.
No, those
Because
teams were
X
just
is
so
now
much
a
fun to
different
watch.
thing.
There was no pressure to fucking win. There was no nothing. It was like, all right, let's just see what weird shit happens tonight. Like, let's see what fucking Jordan Crawford can have fucking 30 tonight. Like,
And Tommy Heinsohn will either be like, there'll be a clip of him screaming his head off about the refs, or like he'll say something completely out of pocket. And Gorman's just like playing this straight man. It was a hell of a time to be a Celtics fan for sure.
with Tommy getting the fucking call Isaiah Thomas games was so great too.
Oh, the best.
You know, he
The
loved
best.
Isaiah Thomas the way he played.
Yeah, he's 5'9". It's just like that. The Tommy point is written about the guy who makes like the go to the floor plays, the stuff we were all just talking about, the culture plays. And literally Isaiah Thomas's 30-point per game season was just an entire highlight reel of that. He was playing his ass off. And it ended poorly, and that sucks. And that shouldn't have happened. But I'll never
Shout out
forget it.
Isaiah. He still loves Boston.
Yeah,
and always loves for Boston.
Boston will always love IT.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Open invitation if you want to come on the podcast, IT.
Oh, are you kidding? I would love to talk about it. Anything with IT. I would love to talk with that guy. I still think he can play. I kind of want to see him try it out.
Yeah, that ending was so sad. But also, if you look back at it now, if we did give him the bag, it'd probably be noted as one of the worst moves of all time.
Yeah, it would be a franchise potential toppler.
Probably don't win the championship at all.
Yeah,
we don't. So as Celtics fans have to we have to be okay with it. It felt really bad, but it was a very smart move. But it was very cold. But we literally, I don't think we have that championship if we stick with IT and shoulder, because we would still be paying him.
It would be ugly.
Yeah, it would have been crazy. So it was also someone we didn't mention earlier, but yeah, that was a fun, like the culture type guy. Like, yeah, what a fun era that was. Like you're saying, like didn't expect much because our leader was a 5'9" man, but it was probably one of the funner years ever when he averaged 30. I'd say that was so awesome.
Yeah, the culture was unbelievable that year too. I mean, like you said, you got Jay Crowder, Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley. You got Tyler Zeller over there, just fucking goofy ass running around getting boards for some reason.
You mean 7 foot Brad 7 foot Brad Stevens? You mean?
Basically,
yeah. I think obviously there's a little bit of rose colored too, because we won we got the Jays immediately off the tail of that and a championship. So I feel like there's a bit of rose colored glasses with that. But just talking about the discourse was just it's never been better. It was never better.
No.
And I don't think it ever will. But yeah, guys, our Celtics, they're doing well. I mean, we all think, I want to get a temperature. If you had to bet all the money in your savings right now where the Celtics finish the season, what do you think happens? And yeah, where would you put your money?
Are you talking like seeding wise? Or are you talking about like where they're going to end up in the playoffs?
How their season ends?
Second round exit.
To who?
You're probably going to be probably against New York.
Well, what? Yeah. So what team's beating you in 7? You just said you weren't scared of any team in 7, and you just.
If I had to bet all my savings on it, then that's a little different. Then I kind of need that money. Well, no,
take the glasses off. This is your cold take.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll take them to losing in the finals to Denver.
Okay, Jacob.
Eastern Conference Finals. I think we end up 4-5.
Win or lose.
We lose in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think, but we get there and everyone's like, "Wow, I can't believe they got there in this year." And would definitely still feel like a win, but I think we get in the 4-5 and beat whoever we're in face there, whether it's like the Magic or Raptors, and then move on. And then I assume the Knicks and Cavs will blow it. So there you go. If we play the Cavs, they don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. If we play the Knicks, we just saw how to beat them. So. And I honestly, who knows what their health is going to be like. Talk about a health situation. They were pretty lucky in the last year, I'd say, compared to other years. Like last year kind of was a fluke for the Knicks. So we'll just see how that goes. I don't like when people get hurt, but last year all year we were like, I just don't know if we can trust the Knicks team. They were healthy, but they had a lot of flaws too. But with this bad East, they should get through. Just never know. It's hard to depend on the Knicks and Cavs, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Kellerman said it best on Simmons' podcast yesterday. I think the Knicks, they're not going to win the finals. There's just no way they can win the finals with their best player being 6 feet tall. And you saw how the Celtics played him. We didn't even run a big lineup, but we made his life hell on the offensive end. He had 15 points on like awful numbers from everywhere. So we've frustrated them, and that's repeatable. I definitely think that's repeatable. And imagine when he gets his hand, or when a team like Oklahoma City gets his hands on him, like that could be sweep territory. So yeah, I'm gonna say we lose in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Detroit Pistons. It's a bit of a hokey pick, but Kate Cunningham has been the best player out of all these teams, besides Jaylen Brown.
So you got to figure, like, if you're losing to the Pistons, you got to figure we're a 5 seed then at the end of the year, because the Pistons are going to be the 1 seed, and you're going to
realistic
until the end of the year, until the end of the.
The one thing I will say as an asterisk is, unless Giannis gets moved to Atlanta, then I'm switching it up, and I think Atlanta rolls everybody.
Have to recalibrate for sure if he goes anywhere in the East. That's for sure.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't think the Pistons should do it. I think there's probably a more affordable player they can get, and also chill out. Like, see what you can build with the team you got. They're all in their early 20s, and you're winning the ECF, and the Cavs can't do anything, and the Knicks can't do anything. So I think, like, if he was going to go to a team that's contending in the East, Atlanta is like the only realistic one. And having said that, we should probably just roll into it. Giannis Antetokounmpo, we got the report from Shams today after we found out yesterday that he had unfollowed everything from the Bucks. He got rid of all the pictures, even followed them on Twitter and X. He basically sanitized his entire social media presence, and he's very online up until, and he deleted all his pictures and all that info from the 2020 up until the 2021 championship. So it was speculated that he's unhappy with the team. This is coming off a loss to the Wizards. Not great. We didn't lose to the Wizards. We lost to the Nets, which is pretty bad, but we're not, he's handling it poorly. That team's really, really in trouble. And there's not much they can do. And Giannis might be forcing his way out. So, having said that, what do we think? Giannis, what's going to happen here?
I think he ends up on the Warriors somehow. I think he's always been linked to the Warriors.
What do you give up if you're what can you give up if you're the Warriors?
I am trying to fuck around with it right now and figure out what works.
Also, what do they have? I don't think the Warriors have enough to give. Just straight up.
Yeah. And I was thinking Spurs, but in the similar lane as Pistons, you have such a good, like, young thing going on. I mean, they are a bit duplicative at guard, though, so maybe they shave off one of their young studs and some picks. But I was just thinking Wemby and Giannis would be, like, the fucking craziest duo of all time, maybe.
And that's a team that's caught a lot of steam here is the Spurs. Obviously, they have a bunch of space and a bunch of assets to move, and a 7'6" unicorn. on top of they want to if they push the chips in here and if they get Giannis, it's just what are they going to give up? And I'd be hesitant if I was the Spurs.
No, yeah, same.
I don't know if there's anybody. I don't know if I want to give up Stephon Castle and or Dylan Harper.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. We've faced that for like almost a decade with the Jays. Like we had so many little things floated, like, oh, you blow up the whole team right now for AD or KD or whatever, and it ended up working out. So I definitely understand, because we were always on team ride it out, because all those guys are old and aren't loyal to us and stuff like that. So yeah, like I definitely can see that, but also at the same time, Giannis is crazy and still crazy. So I also wouldn't fault them for, because we don't know Wemby's time. Like we don't know Wemby's timetable either. But that's something you got to think about. Like who knows how long he plays. So like if you get a championship in the first 5 years, do it.
That's the thing. It's calculus. Like we all think we have a window until a slam shut right on your face. Like the Celtics got lucky in that regard because we kept pushing that window as much as possible. We ended up eking out the championship before catastrophe hit us the next year. So that was good. But so we didn't push the chips in. I mean, we made other moves with what chips we had, but we never mortgaged the future. And then you have people like the Clippers where it's set their franchise back to a level that's unfixable, and they don't have their pick, and they're in real tough territory. So, and they pushed the chips in by getting Kawhi and Paul George and slap Harden on the deal. So like that was their version of it, and it's just not ever going to win a championship. Giannis on the Spurs, different story, because I looked into it. The PER, Jokic has the highest ever recorded in the season, I think at like 25. He's currently leading at like, I think I have the stats.
35.3, I think it is.
Yeah, he is 35.8 PER. He's leading the league. Giannis is right behind him at 34.9.
Third place is Shea at like 33 flat too, which is crazy. We're having the top 3 PER seasons ever in 1 year.
They would, if the season were to end today, they would all be the highest PER seasons ever recorded. And Giannis is second. So he's still very good. It's just, I don't know. Wemby's so young and Dylan Harper is so good already and young, and Stephon Castle is so good and young.
Do they do the rudest thing ever to Fox? Literally the rudest thing ever?
I mean, I would trade fucking Fox in a heartbeat.
I know. It'd just be like, just think about Fox's angle though. Oh my God.
They go out and get him.
You got to.
They re-up him. And then not even in the same year, they send him away.
Tim Milwaukee, who's like literally going to be dead for over a decade, it feels.
And Fox is like 26. He's not even old. He's
the future too. That's the thing. Like that's almost like the Pacers with Halliburton. Like Fox could be like there's the young guard with a lot of potential. Like could be there's just the new franchise for him.
They have like the players that they only have in their old players, like Harrison Barnes, are playing very well. So it's like they have a good mix of young. Obviously, they have everything disseminates from Wemby down, but they have young, high energy guys who are impactful, and a mix of old guys who can make you actually like when the playoffs get tight, who can help you out of a tough spot. So it's like, do you really want to ruin that this year? You're still in fourth place in the West, fourth to fifth place in the West.
It's kind of crazy.
If you get
help too, that shows that
if you get your guy back in the playoffs, I think you could beat anybody in a 7-game series because of that guy Wemby.
Yeah, and like the fact that they're floating like this too is showing that the rest of the team's that legit to be around him when he's not on the floor too. The fact that they're floating in the West like this, like you'd think they would drop off heavy without him.
Yeah. So obviously that team has huge steam, and that would be a spectacle to watch Giannis and Wemby on the floor together. I mean, they're going to be teams 140 to 85. Like, good luck scoring on them. But I don't know. You also have guys that could be, you don't have to do anything right now because what you're doing right now is working.
I was looking into the Warriors trade for him. I mean, I was thinking Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, 4 first-round picks for Giannis and Kyle Kuzma.
I mean, yeah. I would do it, but there's no way they do that. They're not trading Draymond.
I think that's the only way that I would ever do it if I was the Bucks.
I
Nobody
don't
else
think
of the
that.
Warriors I would really want. Like, I mean, other than Steph Curry, but even then, like Steph's old, the Warriors aren't going to give
Kuminga.
up. Yeah, I mean, I might put Kuminga in that trade too, just to sweeten the deal.
There's not. I wouldn't. That's not. Then at what point are you sacrificing so much depth? You're not going to win anyways. You know.
I mean, you're gonna have Steph,
And Giannis,
Giannis, Kyle Kuzma.
sick.
Who on that team as a third option is probably a lot better than being the first option on the Bucks half the time right now.
Well, I wouldn't even want him as my third.
And like the depth that you're giving up is like Jimmy Butler and Draymond. Like Draymond, you get that spot gets filled by Giannis, so you're only giving up Jimmy Butler, really.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't think that went. I don't know. I don't like it.
It's
just think
the
something
only thing
smells
I can
there.
make the numbers work and have like good enough players to make it feasible.
I think the Warriors are very intent on just running the clock to zero.
Yeah,
Well,
As is.
they're like a decent team right now. I think if you get Giannis on that team, they're a title contender.
Nah, maybe. They have not great depth. I mean, then you're relying a lot on Kuminga and or Buddy Hield and or it's just I don't think they're gonna try it. I don't think they're too much worried about contending.
Yeah, it feels like
I mean, maybe they are.
It sounds like at this point they just want to like end the dynasty like peacefully. It feels like
Curry has the commercial too. Like he's not going anywhere. I think he gave them heads up a long time ago. He's not leaving. So I don't think there's any real internal pressure. Maybe just superficial, but he the commercial where he's like, I'm a loyal guy. I spent my entire career with one team and never switched my number once. Like, I don't know. That'd be really weird to see if they like do something that would shake everything up, like getting rid of Draymond, who works so well in tandem with Curry. I don't know.
I mean, the Clippers said that, put out a statement like 4 days ago that Chris Paul was going to finish his career like, as a Clipper. Like his last game was going to be in LA, and they just fucking sent him home on a road trip. So I don't think it really matters what anybody says anymore.
I know you said that, and maybe that's true, but the Warriors are not the Clippers. The Warriors are a competent franchise, and I know you don't think so, but we just disagree on that.
The Clippers are shady fellas. Remember how they did Blake too? They don't give a fuck, and they had this fire shit too.
Yeah, so I mean, I put together some trades. Before we move on to CP3 briefly, but yeah, De'Aaron Fox, Jeremy Sohan for Giannis, and basically every pick the Spurs have up until 2032, which is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Send it. Send it if
picks if you have Giannis and Wemby, that's for sure.
No, yeah, even at the end of Giannis's career, which that will be. You have Wemby entering his prime.
You got Dylan Harper still, and you get Stephon Castle still. Like
I tried my hardest to keep those guys together.
They would definitely need to be in that trade, though. There's no way that the Bucks would ever do that without having those guys.
There's no way. Are you sure there's no way?
There's no way. I'm not trading Giannis like a lock Hall of Famer for not anything in my future. Like I need a player and picks for my future because nobody's going to Milwaukee in free agency. They're not a good drafting team outside of Giannis. Like, and even Giannis was kind of lucky. It was like a 14th overall pick that just happened to turn out to be this fucking guy. Like, it wasn't like he was a top 3 pick and it was like, oh shit, do we pick Giannis or do we pick, fucking Jokic or whatever? Like, those were just a couple of lucky fucking straw pulls for that. So I would need something for my future going forward.
You have 5 picks. That's not enough for your future going forward.
No, I need a player too because picks like I said, like the Bucks are not like the Bucks are not the Celtics with drafting. Like they're not.
You're speaking out both sides of your mouth. They drafted Giannis.
That's what I'm saying. Giannis was a lucky pick. It wasn't like I said, they didn't have the number 1 pick and they like had to pick between 3 great talents. Like they just ended up with like, all right, this guy's 6'11" and he's long and athletic, so we're gonna pick him and see what happens. And then he ended up being Giannis. Like they didn't know
Giannis was the 15th overall pick. Like
Yeah, a 15th overall pick, you don't really have much option. You're just picking flyers at 15. Like the Jokic pick for the Nuggets. Like, it wasn't like they were looking at Jokic going, like, oh, this guy's going to be great someday. Like, no, he's a second round pick. Like, they just picked a big guy that looked like he had some decent skills, and then he turned into Jokic. Like,
But what
name
if
a good player they've drafted outside of Giannis. Like
drafted
Kareem.
Middleton, right?
That was the Pistons. They
Yeah, right.
in that little like window where they won, they were great at acquiring people. But yeah, they didn't draft like they had Brooke, they got Drew, Bobby Portis. They're good at acquiring people on teams that were like either undervalued or. But I can't really think of any like nailed draft picks.
Ryan Hollins.
No, he got fired from the Wizards for
Yeah.
That shooter, what's his name? Ryan Green.
AJ Green. I don't know, Steve. I don't know what I feel like you're trying to say that the Bucks are incompetent at draft or incompetent and not able to draft, but you're also saying they're.
And also those picks, like we said, like if they have Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Wemby, and Giannis, like those picks are going to be like the 30th pick every year. Like that pick's not going to be worth anything. So
yeah, but
I need a young player because I'm not going to get a great young player with one of those picks.
But your own picks will get you your great player. You will flesh out the team around him with those picks. Listen, before we jump way off, it might be what if the Bucks don't have a say in this? I mean, of course they do, right? But Giannis is forcing their hand. Yeah. What if he says, I will only go play for this team and that team?
Well, then he's going to go to the Warriors. So my trade's going to end up being the one.
He doesn't. There's no way he wants to go to the Warriors. He wants to go to a 500 team with a 37-year-old superstar.
I wanted to go to the Warriors before.
This is not now.
You got to remember, he did learn about income tax this year, and Texas is great for that. That tweet was hilarious. He's like, "What? Some states don't pay this shit." So he might be.
Dude, you're European. You get like triple taxed.
He might be on his way to a Texas team or a Florida team because the lighter knows.
I mean, what kind of financial advisors do these guys have that money is not just getting shipped straight to like a fucking offshore account where they don't pay taxes? Like,
didn't somebody say that? Was it somebody on the Celtics said that like people are out here like kind of broke? Like the players out here, they're spending money so fast they're losing it all. So like that's why he tries so hard to be into like branding and all that, and how to get. Obviously, he maximizes money on the floor. Either Jaylen Brown or maybe it was somebody else. I can't remember. But yeah, maybe there's not a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of these kids are 18 years old, getting millions of dollars.
Money, and then all of a sudden you have millions of dollars. You don't know what to do with it.
I mean, Giannis was like a street, like he grew up on like the streets of fucking Greece, right? Like he was kind of hand to mouth growing up. So I don't know. I don't know how you assume that these guys are surrounded by like the most financially savvy guys. And some of them are, but
a lot of them are surrounded by fucking leeches that are trying to take everything they can off of them.
That's also true. Yeah. Broke. I mean, the 30 for 30 broke was great in terms of how tragic it is. But yeah. So I mean, I also picked another team. The only way that the Rockets the Rockets is tough because they're one of those second apron teams, or they're approaching it. They're not quite there. I think they're well over the first though. So I had to slop in a third team to throw a pick slop into the fucking thing for salary. And that was the Kings, because Lord knows the Kings do not make good decisions. They just like to make trades.
There's like the do things to do things, basically.
Just doing stuff, not really winning on the court besides that one year.
Yeah, they just get jealous people are talking about them. They're like, what are you guys talking about? Let me in.
Yeah, like let me get.
They got FOMO.
Yeah, people forgot about us in Sacramento, so we had to get our name in the ESPN, even as like a passing statement. But yeah, the Bucks get Domantas Sabonis, the Fred VanVleet contract, Dorian Finney-Smith, a Brooklyn's first round pick in 27, a 27 second round pick, a 29 first pick, and a 2032 first pick from the Rockets, all from the Rockets. The Rockets obviously get Giannis, and the Kings get Kuzma, Steven Adams, Aaron Holiday, fucking 4 second round picks and a first round in 2027. You have to do a lot of gymnastics to get this one through for the Rockets. So I don't think quite feasible. I mean, maybe.
Honestly, for the Kings, I don't even hate that trade. Like, you're gonna get like what are you giving up? And you're getting Steven Adams, Aaron Holiday, and picks, and you're giving up. Did you say they're
Sabonis.
giving up?
Sabonis,
Yeah,
who's going to be traded this year anyways.
I don't really even hate that pick. I mean, you could probably get more for Sabonis straight up on the market, but Steven Adams is also like a legit center.
Yeah.
Like, you get Aaron Holiday, who's not a bad player, and you get a bunch of picks. So whose picks are those that they get?
The second round picks are the Bucks. They're all the Bucks and Houston's.
And who's the first round pick they get?
That's New Orleans Pelicans holds the right to a swap. So honestly, they could be getting like a low pick regardless. So it's going to be two bad teams in 27 in the 27 draft. So that, that's hard. And also the Rockets are doing so well in third place in the West.
Why would you fuck it all up for? I mean, I probably would fuck it all up for Giannis, but like at the same time, I could see them standing pat and be like, "Yeah, no, we're cool. We're third in the West, and we're still developing players too for our future."
And they didn't really give up anybody. They gave up Steven Adams, but Giannis he probably averages more rebounds than Steven Adams anyways.
no disrespect to Steven Adams, but Giannis is that guy.
Yeah, like the thing Steven Adams does is crash the boards. Like that's why he's getting $14 million a year, and he's still really good at it.
I mean, the craziest stat in the NBA is that the Rockets rebound 40% of their own misses. Like 40% of the time, if they miss, they're gonna get it back again. So like, just chuck the fucking thing up there and just see what happens.
But the key is that they don't get rid of any of their core. They keep everybody.
That team would be fucking wild. You got Ahmed, Giannis,
Reed,
Sengun, and Reed Shepherd. I guess is your starting point guard, which is funny.
And Kevin, what's his name? Not Kevin Porter. Jabari Walker. Jabari Smith. Jesus.
Yeah, he's fucking. Oh, he's so fucking good too. Holy shit! Like,
and you keep Tyrese, and like that would be obviously. I think if you're the Rockets, you do that, but that's hard.
The gymnastics to get that done. Like,
this is all supposing that the Kings continue to be completely inept.
Which you can rely on, honestly. Like, no taxes and the Kings doing dumb shit. Like,
probably the safest bet in that trade.
Now, if we're talking about putting our life savings on something, I'd put it on the Kings doing something fucking stupid like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Although if they blow it up this year, that will be fun. I'll finally be like, wait, maybe this is kind of smart. But if they go and they like draft a 7'11" Slovenian guy who like has never picked up a basketball in his life,
Vladdy's relative.
Yeah,
Vladdy's
like I always think about Papa Giannis, whatever his name. Like they wasted like a top 10 pick on that dude.
They wasted like a fourth overall pick on Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Willie Cauley-Stein, but like, you already had Boogie Cousins. What the fuck are you doing?
We have this do-it-all generational center. Let's add a guy who can't do anything that he does, but is the same size.
It's a freak athlete and a motor guy, but does nothing other than that.
Won't hurt the spacing at all. Oh, by the way, our point guard's 5'9".
Loves getting DUIs.
Yeah. One that I think is kind of realistic, and I kind of like. Bucks and the Hawks. The Bucks get Trey, Zachary Reshape, Luke Kennard because he's on expiring to make the money work. 26 first round pick that has like a million swaps on it, but they're all teams that are better than you, besides Utah. And then they get the New Orleans pick for 26, which is going to be bad. And Utah or Cleveland's pick in 28.
I think New Orleans picks going to be really good, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Trey's probably he's like one of the better stars where you don't know his future right now with the franchise. So I think that might be one of the fair options, honestly. Like someone who gets paid a lot, who you could convince the Bucks that they'd want. That's really the big thing. Like the fact
I didn't even mention that it would be Giannis and Kuzma going back to Atlanta, which I like more.
Yeah. No, that I feel like that might make most sense because we really don't know how the Hawks feel about this right now because they're kind of playing a little bit better and with a new identity. It's almost like if Tatum didn't play good defense and we're like, oh crap, he's coming back. You know what I mean? But Tatum's might be our best defender when he comes back, so it's not an issue. He'll fit well in the identity, but like they're going to be reintroducing someone that doesn't fit the identity they're working with right now.
The thing about this trade that I love for the Hawks is that they get Giannis, obviously, who's a force of nature. They get rid of the trade, gets a new start, so you don't have to worry about bringing him back and integrating him into a good defensive team. You keep Kristaps for when he's available in the playoffs. Who that's the 7 foot who wouldn't be able to use a 7'4" guy that can stretch like that. And Kyle Kuzma is basically a better version of Rishache, as is. And Jalen Johnson he's taken a huge leap, and he's might be he's not Giannis, but he has a chance of being at least a very solid number 2 on that team. If he hasn't already played himself into a one.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how many minutes Kuzma even gets if fucking Jalen Johnson's play the way he is.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You bring Kuzma off the bench whenever those guys get tired. Like, hey, we need some buckets off the bench. He scores more than Rishache, who gets starting burn.
Yeah,
and yeah, that's the thing. You get 2 young guys, and young Trey's still in his 20s and can be a guy who gets you deep into the playoffs when he's good. And then Rishache is the number 1 overall pick a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So who knows what his future will be? He's 20.
And Trey's exciting at least too. Like he'll sell tickets and jerseys. Like that's also a thing that these teams consider too. Like he's someone who'll actually bring revenue in.
And the New Orleans pick is big too. Like you're young and you're gonna stay young too for a little bit.
Yeah, you pay a pretty penny for it, but I just like your odds of winning a championship if you throw Giannis on that Hawks team.
I mean,
as is basically
talking about a top 20 player of all time, probably. It's still kind of somewhat. I mean, we know he's reaching the end of his prime, but he's reaching the end of his prime in a way that he's getting better every year still. So, yeah. So this isn't a crazy moment, honestly. If Giannis gets traded, as it's seeming, like it's gonna be one of the bigger trades ever. Because obviously we know about the Luka thing, and we expect him to be that good. But like Giannis is solidus. He's top 5 power forward of all time. Like. Probably top 20 player of all time at the end of his career. So this is kind of an absurd trade, which needs to happen, but it's huge.
I was going to say, it's not very often you see like Pantheon players get traded in the NBA. And we just saw 2 happen in the span of like 6 months. Like Luka being traded. 2 trades that, I mean, Giannis hasn't happened, but is probably going to happen. It's just not very often you see that. So like when we look back on this era of history, we will be talking about the impact of those trades. Nobody will remember.
Year? Or do you think it doesn't happen until the offseason?
I mean, it was going to happen in the offseason. It was going to happen. Like they just couldn't work out a deal.
I hope it worked. I can't hear about this anymore. I hope it.
This is exactly what the worst case scenario for the Bucks is that they suck when he's not there, and they're not good when he is there, and he's playing at a level that is MVP level.
Have we tried a New York trade yet?
You would have to give up Cat, and immediately that's a non sequitur for me.
That's an immediate yes. Why the fuck would I want Cat when I have Giannis?
Scoring is going to be so difficult for that team. I think, and you need his shooting at that size.
The second most efficient PR ever. Like the scoring's not going to be a problem with that team. I don't think.
Distance scoring.
Yeah, they might need to.
I mean, Josh Hart went ice cold and they lost. So like you need guys who are reliable shots at the end.
Though too. Like your scoring might be a little bit more difficult, but your defense is going to skyrocket compared to having Cat as your last line of defense.
I like the idea of Giannis playing with Cat. I think they would fit well together. It's just Bobby Portis, but way better.
I think Giannis would knock fucking block off because he's fucking plays such bad defense.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to get someone with Cat, but yeah, like we talked about last year, like it's really hard to operate with the 2 holes they have. That's for sure. Like when you have someone like you're saying, we need someone to stretch the floor, like you're saying, but at the same time, if you have someone at Brunson's size, you can't have a center that's getting bullied. That's just kind of like you can't have a center that can get beat up by Hugo and Derek White, and you know what I mean. Like if you're gonna have a tiny star, you can't have your center be like kind of pushed around and taking himself out of games. And I don't know. It'd be great if they could play together, but like you're saying, it might not be even possible.
I just
Cat for Giannis straight up, you wouldn't do that.
No, okay, yes.
I
But
mean,
there's
you
no
have to add a
way.
bunch of other shit in there, obviously, but
Yeah, there's no way.
because Giannis is that much better. But like you say, like Cat, like 4 first-round picks and like whatever it is to make the money work, you wouldn't do that.
Well, what do you mean? Whatever it is to make the money work, it'd have to be
It
like
would have to be like a bench
a
player.
major guy.
I don't think their contracts are that far apart.
Probably not, honestly.
But also, why would you do that if you're the Bucks? And also, what picks do they have? Because they don't have any. They traded them all for McGilbert. Like, they're in a precarious spot. They don't have the treasure chest anymore. They spent it. You're talking about player capital, and at that point, it's the calculus of how much are you losing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just spitballing, like, because I know the Knicks were always linked to him too.
I mean,
Oh yeah, this offseason.
Cat's
Yeah.
probably one of the better returns they'd get, honestly, though. Out of all, like,
Yeah, out of everything we've talked about, like Cat and fucking Trae Young.
That Trae Young deal is that's even possible. I would do that. Both teams should be on the line right now working on this deal for December 15th and send it in the minute the clock hits midnight, because like that is it's a win-win in my opinion. And you're getting a hell of a return if you're the Bucks. A lot better than you get on the Knicks from the Knicks, which is just Cat and Deuce McBride. Like,
Yeah,
you don't have
turns
picks.
out is good for sure. Yeah.
But Cat is one of the better players involved in any of these deals. It's just I kind of if I'm the Knicks, I want Cat to play with Giannis just because I think they work together.
If I'm the Bucks, I don't really need Cat. I have Miles Turner. Like they play the same position basically.
Yeah, but Cat's
obviously
markedly better. He's probably the best top 10 shooting bigs of all time. Like, the other is Miles Turner.
Yeah. So, unless you could ship off Miles Turner in another deal somewhere else.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's, you want to talk about impossible trades. Who's going to do the Miles Turner dance?
I don't get it.
People wouldn't
do
it for a whole decade. It felt like everyone was on the line for the Miles Turner dance. Someone finally bought.
Yeah. I mean, that's Giannis. It's kind of sad to see him leave the Bucks, but I'm glad, like we talked about, a top 10 player, maybe all time, is going to get another chance at being relevant.
This is also assuming that they actually do trade him too.
You seem to not think this is happening. I think that this is like now 80% chance going to happen.
I always thought that he was going to leave at some point. I didn't think they were going to trade him though.
It would feel dumb, but if he's true, I mean they've been dumb up to this point to get him this frustrated. But
yeah. They've been an inept organization around him since the championship.
No, like
what is your hopes? Like, he's going to walk in 3 years.
You might as well trade him at this point. Well, I mean, the way that the tweet was worded from Shams, it was that they're discussing his future, whether it was good for him to stay or go elsewhere.
Well, he moved his whole family out of Milwaukee. Oh, I'm sorry, wherever. Yeah, Milwaukee and LA. He moved his whole entire family back to Greece. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, at least he moved his family back to Greece, and it wasn't like, oh, I moved my family to LA. Like, I wonder where I want to go. Like,
well, I forget where they said his wife lived during the season.
There's probably some nice ass place. Like, to be honest, I don't think that Giannis was bringing his family around with him at games and stuff like that.
Well, he's definitely bringing his family. They're on the bench with him.
Yeah.
They don't get any play, but they're there. Yeah. His wife. I think his wife and kids live in Greece when he's.
Like, some guys travel with their families throughout the year and stuff like that. Giannis, I don't think ever did that.
I don't know, but I know he's not doing it anymore. So I say that to say that there's probably nothing really linking him to Milwaukee anymore.
Is Greece closer to the East Coast or the West Coast?
East.
So you figure he's probably going to stay on the East Coast team.
I don't think that matters. I mean, maybe if it does, that's crazy. But
you're right. I don't think it matters at all because he's not going to fly back to Greece in the middle of the year.
It's a long.
He's going to do it in the off season if he does it.
Yeah, when is he going to be able to go with the amount of games they cram down your throat on a weekly basis? There's just no time off.
All-Star weekend, he's in the All-Star game every year, so he can't leave that. Like, yeah, no, you're right.
Maybe he's really content with just playing 82 and going back to Europe. Maybe that's what he wants to do, and maybe he won't get traded for that reason. But I really hope not. I feel like we'd lose something as a fan of the game if that would be the case.
What if Giannis just leaves and goes and plays the Euro League? plays in the Greek basketball league and just averages 100 a game.
Well, they are talking about creating a European there is like a whole Euro initiative that the NBA
Adam
is working
Silver,
on.
fucking make the NBA product good. Stop.
Or just let me be able to watch it.
Moron. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, there's enough fucking issues with the fucking product you have now. Stop trying to make it bigger. It's like the NFL. The NFL wants to start a Euro League too. It's like,
well, they've always won. They tried and it didn't
it's
work.
so dumb. Like, these guys already have fucking massive concussions every fucking week, and then we're gonna take them on a plane for 16 hours so they can play in Britain. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Basketball's a lot more international of a sport.
Yeah.
So I
That
feel like
makes
it's
more
smarter
sense.
for them.
But like, what are you gonna do? Have like the champion from the Euro League play the champion of the NBA? Like,
I mean, they're doing it with the All-Star game.
And then after the third season of the NBA beating them 140 to 68, like, it's gonna be like, all right, we don't want to do this anymore.
Who's the fucking goofball who was the former player who went on that podcast and be like, the Nuggets were the best team in America. Like, they weren't the best team in the world.
Oh no, that was a coach from the Euro League. He was like, you can't call yourself world champions. Like, we're here. It's like, dude, like the fucking Charlotte fucking Bobcats that were the worst team in NBA history would smoke you guys.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be close. It'd be a 4-game sweep every time.
You'd have a guy who like, I'm trying to think who's
was it Mike James or something like that? It was like the Euro League MVP every year.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
leading scorer in European basketball history, and like he could barely scratch an NBA like team for a long time. Like,
people watch the Olympics and get so hyped and on their national teams, and a lot of the national teams are good. Like, there's a lot of really good national team, like, for sure. It's an international game. But I think people were huffing their own farts a bit too much and got a little loopy, be like, yeah, the Nuggets would lose to like the Greek national team. It's like, well, unless Giannis goes nuclear, no, they're not.
Yeah.
That's a national team. That's not like a Greek Euro League team. Like, that's like their national team. Like, that's why.
So what is he talking? They're gonna 17-year-old Hugo Gonzalez is gonna beat a fucking 35-year-old Jokic.
Like, it was like a Euro League. It wasn't even the international. The guy was like, well, they haven't beaten us. It was the year after the Celtics won, actually, is what it was. They were like, oh, well, like, the Celtics haven't beaten us, so they can't call themselves world champions. Like, dude, we could send our fucking main Celtics up there and they beat your brains in. Like, what are you talking about?
I would say in the next Olympics, the American team is going to be a bit dismal. It's going to be like Jayson Tatum and Ant Edwards, and that's it. Like,
at least we got Cade. He's coming up through the pipeline a bit, but yeah, no, that's true.
Who?
Jalen Duren. I mean, if he
he'd be the starting center, I think.
Or Bam. I don't know how old Bam's going to be then, though.
Either way, don't love that for us. Like, we're going against where like the best players in the world are all basically centers, like, and they're all going to lead their teams. And I like Jaylen Duren, and he's a hell of a player for sure. But I don't know how that's going to hold up in the Olympics.
But yeah, but like you're saying though, like they get hype on their national team, and then if you were to be like, okay, what are the more impactful players on your national team? They'd be all NBA players.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah. Right. It's goofy, but I feel like the NBA has taken that idea concept and be like, let's make this into a multi-billion-dollar fucking organization that is real. And now, instead of like getting it where we can watch the games in a consolidated place as the American consumers, your biggest market, it's just there's a lot of zigging and zagging that the NBA management is doing that's very questionable. And I can say that now because I didn't get the NBA job. So, yeah, the one thing I will say, the in-season tournament has been like a net positive. Just like any amount of even fake contrived stakes, as long as the players buy into it, it's a better product.
That's because we care about it this year. Like, the last couple of years, we thought it sucked because we were trying to win championships.
I never thought it sucked.
We're not going to win a championship, so we're just like, whatever. It's awesome. It's great.
How can you think it sucks? It's just a regular season game.
Well,
but there's more stakes to it.
No, I mean, like, the last couple of years, we didn't care about it. I wouldn't say, I guess sucks would be the wrong word, but we didn't give a shit about the NBA Cup the last couple of years because we were focused on a championship. But this year, now that we're not in title contention, we're like, oh, this is awesome. This is great. It's like, no, I don't see any difference in the games.
I mean, it was the Cornets, like, if we win this, I could pay off my mortgage. The players care, and that makes the games elevated to a
Well,
bit to a level that
That's
you
because
wouldn't get
Cornette's
in
fucking
game
weirdo. He hasn't
15.
paid off his fucking mortgage yet after signing fucking 6 different. He just signed a $40 million contract. He's talking about, oh, if I win the fucking the in-season tournament, I can finally pay off my mortgage and not be broke. It's like, dude, you should be a fucking goofball.
Right, but if it matters to any of the players and it makes them play better than they would have at game 15, then it's a net positive in my opinion. Now, I do think, like we talk about, the courts, for as weird and wacky and goofy as they can be, is something to talk about that's wouldn't talk about in the second week of the year. So I will say that zig on the zag that the NBA did, I was skeptical, and you're obviously still skeptical, Steve, but it worked, and it was a good idea. So maybe we will be looking at the Euro Basketball League in the same way 5 years after its creation. But for now, very skeptical. Anyhow,
It's gonna take one injury in the final, like in the games that don't matter, to make us all like, oh, I don't want this. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, I like the regular season games, but then yeah, if my team was in the final, like we've never been in that situation, but if my team was in the final going super hard for something, I'd be like, I'm kind of scared. That's for sure. Like the fact that it's a friendly. But I like that regular season version of it. I feel like I just wish they made all games somehow work that way. I don't know. It's not possible because it has to be a tournament. But like if all games could still count the same to regular season, that'd be great. But yeah, like the friendly in the middle of the season is just scary with how people's bodies are now.
Yeah, and I guess that will segue right perfectly into our next segment. Danilo Gallinari announces his retirement. I mean, we had such high hopes for him, and he never played a game for us because he tore his ACL in a Euro basketball. Was it a friendly or was it the play? It was like a game that mattered.
Yeah, that was a game that mattered.
It was like qualifier or something, like some sort of pre-Olympic game.
Right before the season started in the NBA, he tore his ACL, and we never got to see him play for the Celtics. And who knows how he would have played, but I mean, he was good enough to stick in the league for 16 years. So he's 37 now, announced his retirement after 16 seasons, drafted 6th overall by the New York Knicks in the 2008 draft. Italian dude, could stretch, kind of like one of the earlier power forwards that could shoot the daylights out of the ball. And I think that was why he stuck around for so long. And the guy that we had hoped in Boston to help bring us to a championship never really did. But we got there without him. And what could have been just a weird sliding doors moment in Celtics history, because we were so hyped for getting him, and we never got a chance. It's like Gordon Hayward. Never really get a chance to see it in its full form. And it sucked. It set us back a bit, but
I mean, shit, we were excited about it, but he's also 35-year-old Danilo Gallinari, who I don't think had played the league the year before, so I don't think it really would have mattered that much that year. But it would have been fun to see him in a Celtics uniform. He's always fun to watch. He was actually I think he was a really underrated passer too. Like throughout his career, like I thought that he had one of the best passes I've ever seen. We threw a behind the back pass baseline, like on a rope, to Kenneth Faried for a dunk when he was playing on the Nuggets. Like that's one of my favorite highlights of all time. His IQ was crazy. Like the Euro League guys that make it to the league, their IQ is always so high. They're always so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Luka, Hugo, all these guys are the same. It's Danilo.
That Nuggets team is a fun throwback though. If you think about the lineup, it's like Ty Lawson. I don't know if JR is still there, but they had Iggy. It was Iggy and Danilo and Kenneth Faried and JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee is like prime basically. It's right there. Like they were like third.
Flyers.
Do you remember they were the 3rd seed or something? Like they had a really good year. Like that meant oh no, they had Wilson Chandler too. Like in his like little window too. That was pretty elite. But yeah, that was a fun random ass 3rd seed team. I remember.
Yeah. So safe travels, Godspeed, Danilo.
We'll see you in Valhalla.
We hardly knew you. Relax.
I think he's a Celtics fan. I think he's a Celtics fan, so now he's just going to be like us. That was something I remember seeing. I think he was like the Garza thing where we got him, and it just came out of nowhere that he was like, there was pictures of him wearing like Celtics jerseys as a kid. That was his favorite team in Italy. So it's like kind of similar. Like that's also why I wanted him to succeed here, is because of that. But now he can listen to our pod and watch along. He's one.
Hell yeah!
Come on the pod. Like, we've seen him do all the smoke before. I mean, come on, dude, come on with us.
True.
How deep into the episode before I make like a weird Italian joke that doesn't land with him? Like,
Some like
Oh, there
Italian
your
American
basketball
joke
game
where
was
he's
a
like,
spicy meatball. And he's like, I don't get it.
It's like, don't say that shit to me, man.
how long until we ask him how much time he spent in the North End when he was in Boston? Like,
He probably thinks that he had a real Italian food growing up. He probably thinks that our shit's trash.
Probably.
probably is compared to what he was eating.
You were like,
Yeah, well,
Italy, and he's like, fuck you.
fuck you,
Ever
dude.
been to Alfredo's Chicken? Alfredo's Kitchen? Like, is that like what it's like at home?
Yeah, so Danilo retires. The guy who retired last week or announced his retirement, Chris Paul, no longer with the team. They cut him this abruptly last night, sent them home from a road trip in Atlanta and said they're no longer affiliated with him. Weird.
A lot of stuff coming up behind the scenes about him rubbing everybody the wrong way, and they said,
Well, I think
he
doesn't get along with Ty Lue.
or something like that. Like, they said there was like 3 weeks they did talk to each other. It's like he's rubbing management the wrong way. It's like,
I think he. But then again, why would you? The kind of the issue with the Clippers is the culture. Turns out.
Yeah, for sure.
So is it?
Yeah, they couldn't.
Chris Paul has like been driven to win. He never has, but he's a guy who like wants to win.
He's a hard ass.
And yeah, and I think that might get under the skin of a guy like Ty Lue and Kawhi, who are like cashing a check. I don't know what they're doing because they're not winning games.
Well, I think Ty Lue wants to win too. I can't say that about Ty Lue. I mean, he was a competitor in the league that made it in the league off of playing hard. Like, he didn't make it in the league off of scoring. Like,
so why is his team not better? Doesn't he get any piece of the blame pie?
the fucking management decided to fucking trade for Bradley Beal, who broke his hip because he's an old man. Kawhi Leonard is more worried about what trees he did or did not plant this offseason and not playing basketball. James
so you don't
Harden
think
is
Ty
the only
Lue's an
thing
issue
keeping
at all?
that team afloat right now, which is not a good thing because James Harden should not be your franchise player at the big year of 2025. Like, we looked at this team like it had so much promise, but like,
they were the 3rd seed last year, weren't they? Like, they had so much promise. They were good last year, not even 6 months ago.
this team's just falling short all over the place. So I can't really blame Ty Lue for this. I mean, Ty Lue's been a good coach his whole career.
He gets a piece of the blame pie. I just don't think we can slice it any other way because we literally were praising Mazzulla as like the guy who dictates culture and how much better. It's so much better to be a Celtics fan, even though our ceilings are probably lower than the Clippers ceiling still this year. Like, it's much better to be a Celtics fan just because of the culture that emanates down on the floor on a night-to-night basis. We never say die, and the Clippers show up dead. And I feel like the coach gets a piece of the blame pie on that.
Yeah. Do you know where they stand in this? Do you know where they're in the standings right now?
Are they like 3-16 or something?
They're 5-6. Yeah, they're second worst in the West.
Yeah, and they don't have their pick.
Yeah, they have too much talent for that.
The Thunder have their pick. I mean, the best thing for the NBA is that the Clippers somehow do a 180 overnight and don't let the Thunder get their own pick.
James Harden's trying so hard to not let the Thunder get that pick.
The Jazz have a better record than them. How?
Not for long. The Jazz are going to find a way to fucking bottom out because they want to. They're going to get AJ DeBan, so one way or another.
I mean, they're going to trade Markkanen most likely, probably to the Pistons. But
they keep saying they're not, but I mean, I think if they get a legit offer, they probably will.
Yeah, like I don't know. We want to build around Markkanen. Well, I mean, you've had him for 4 years, 3 years now. Like, you might not have a choice anymore. He might be like, "Fuck you, I'm out." Anyhow,
I mean, I can't really put the blame on like Chris Paul. Like is I will say he's been a winner, I guess. I mean, he hasn't won the championship, but he's always been a competitor and a winner. So I get that like he's going to be in there trying to change the culture, but like at some point, like if you're starting to rub people the wrong way, you got to realize you're rubbing people the wrong way, and like this is not going to last very long. You're not Chris Paul Bold. You're averaging like a point a game at this point in your career. Like you're not worth keeping around if you're going to rub people the wrong way. So sometimes you got to know your place and ride that train until you get your retirement ceremony at the end of the year. If you're going to go in there and just be a headache to everybody on a team that's already losing and mad about losing, Like it's you're not helping yourself out with that.
I mean, his career's over. I don't think he's too much worried about. But the thing is like, is this the end of Chris Paul in the NBA? Like, is there a chance he could land somewhere else and get a bench role or something? Like
in New Orleans?
And
Does he go back to New Orleans?
you want to talk about
somebody
somebody that needs a fucking kick in the ass? Yeah, it's them. It's
Oh,
another team that
no.
doesn't have their own pick.
Oh no, you know where he might go?
Boston.
No, if he goes to Boston, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
For the content,
I'm gonna turn the game
please.
off when he's on the fucking court, and I'm gonna ask you guys to let me know when he gets off the court so I can turn it back on.
The content would be immaculate, Steve.
No, if he does stay in the league, he goes back to the Rockets.
Hell yeah, yeah. Like so that's the thing. I don't know. Like
I don't
the
know if they
Clippers at
can,
any
but
are the Clippers in any position to be like, no, Chris Paul, fuck you, like you're done. Like if he could be any sort of productive,
he's been
that's a guy you want in the
negative. That's the problem. He has not been productive.
But that's the thing.
And apparently
it's
he's been negative behind the scenes too, which is like where it's like, dude, like if you're not producing on the court, you cannot be a headache off the court. Even if what you're like, I understand what you're trying to do is good, but like that if it's going badly, like the road to hell is paved with good intentions here. Like if you're still fucking causing headaches on a team that's already losing and has the worst record in the West or the second worst record in the West, like at some point you gotta like find a new way to try and help this team win. Like
you seem to be like Chris Paul is part of the problem. For me, it's not. Something else is rotten in Denmark.
Has been saying. That's not even me. That's like management said that they're not. He's not getting along with them. Ty Lue's not talking to him for a couple of weeks. Like
the people that fucked the situation up are saying it's not their fault. That's what you're telling me.
That's true. I mean, but like, let's not act like Chris Paul has been like a Rose's guy everywhere he's gone. Like he rubs people the wrong way in a lot of the places he goes.
Yeah, I think it's you brought him on as a publicity stunt for his retirement parade, and he should have it there because that's where he was most successful. You owe him a lot as a franchise. You're already in really bad standing with everybody in the NBA universe. You're gonna get whacked here. Potential like death penalty stuff coming from Silver. Like you are in nobody's good graces. You shot yourself in the foot 100 times. And the one thing where you could get positive like press is having the 40-year-old guy let Hall of Famer come in for the last season and like have a last moment, sell out the last game he ever plays. There, like you fucked your own publicity stunt up. The Clippers are rotting the entire way down. They're rotted through and through.
Yeah, and do you also know who has their pick? Like they're like the fucking enemy of the NBA. Like for that reason, they're putting us in a death sentence. The Thunder have their pick. They might have a fucking top 5 pick next year. Like, we can't have.
Yeah, they could be condemning the league for another 10 years.
Exactly,
because they're so poorly run.
They're dragging us. I saw Clippers fans actually joking about that, which I do find funny. Like, have some jokes if you're in this hell, but they were like, "Yeah, we're bringing you guys with us, giving the Thunder number 1 pick."
Welcome to hell, motherfucker.
No, people are like tweeting like pics of like gifs of like having grenades, be like, "We're kamikazing" and shit like that.
It's yeah, you talk about from bad to worse. The Clippers, man, they started it's really, and I literally think it's top down. It's poor, like Ballmer and Kawhi fucked this whole thing up immensely. And then they started off on the wrong foot, and they don't have the personnel to rally the ship, and we're the rest of the league's screwed. So that's the Clippers. I feel bad for them, the fans. They don't deserve that, but the Clippers continue to be one of the most cursed franchises in the league.
Maybe one of the most cursed franchises in any sport.
Yeah.
In North American sports, yeah, probably. Games of the weekend, it's mostly Celtics games. I mean, the best one is the Lakers Celtics. Good stress test for both teams, I think.
That's fun.
Heat Magic's a good one if you like scrappy play. Magic Knicks, that's going to be a knockdown drag out fight, I think. And Celtics Raptors, that's going to be another good stress test game.
I'm excited to play the Raptors. Like the Raptors are like a team that's been a little surprising this year, I feel.
Upper echelon of the East, right? 3rd place,
2nd. Yeah. There's only 4 teams with 15 wins. They're one of them.
And I heard they had like the 2nd easiest strength of schedule, though. So it's going to be interesting to test the metal. I think they're a bad matchup for the Celtics, just outright.
I mean, we said that about a lot of these games. I mean, like,
Yeah.
we had Amari Williams' first NBA game was against the Pistons, and like we still beat the brakes off him. So like,
absolutely, I eat my words again. But like, I just on paper, it doesn't look because it's the size. But
who's like killing you on the Raptors? I mean, Ingram's having a great year.
I mean,
it's kind of
they just have guys.
Yeah,
they just have 6'5" and above guys. Like it could be death by a million cuts.
Yeah,
they're like one of the more spread out teams in terms of PER. It's a full team effort. I remember seeing like their whole starting five was like 15 to 20, basically, like almost equal. Like obviously Ingram leading, but pretty equal production for their starters.
Yeah, that'll be a fun test.
Yeah, so that's your games of the weekend.
So long to play the fucking Raptors. So we're already 20 games into the season. We haven't even played them yet. We've already played the fucking Sixers 3 times.
Yeah,
fuck.
I hate playing them, so I'm glad we're out of that for a bit.
According to Shams Charania, Bucks say Giannis Antetokounmpo has a right calf strain. Wow.
Yeah, that's
he's being traded.
That's the left big toe injury for Al Horford for the last couple of years. Like,
he's done in Milwaukee. That sucks. I feel bad for Bucks fans. That blows.
But they always have the title, though. That's like the one thing. Like, at least you got a title out of it before this happened. So like, you always have something to fall back on. And that crazy year, for fucking Depoy MVP year that he had too.
He's giving you everything, huh?
Was that the title year that he won the MVP and the Depoy?
Yeah, I think so, because it was like him and Michael Jordan, Hakeem, who have ever done that or something, or maybe just Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So that's it with the NBA. Steve, we're moving on to our movies section here. You picked A24 month for the month of December. And your movie pick was Death of a Unicorn. It came out this year. A24 starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, directed by Alex Sharfman, his directorial debut. Will Poulter's in there. The guy from Barry is in there. The alopecia guy kind of looks like Slavic Jordan Walsh.
Yeah.
What? So it's your movie. Take us away.
It was a movie. It's always a gamble picking a movie that you've never seen before to try and review. And I mean, the movie never really gripped me in any way. Like, it was like, it kind of just went on. A lot less funny than I thought it was going to be. I was really excited to see Paul Rudd in kind of like a darker kind of comedy movie, but I don't think it really landed as well. Will Poulter obviously was unbelievable. I mean, that guy
unreal.
He's never fucking failed a role. Like, he
stole the show in that movie.
He's a good actor. I thought it was I guess like the premise of it was what intrigued me the most, because like, you usually see unicorns like they're just like majestic creatures, and they just like innocent creatures, like they don't do anything bad.
Mystical.
This one, just,
nice.
It was the complete utter opposite. They were just fucking shit up the whole time. That was pretty.
They're like demonic. Yeah, they're fucking creatures from like hell.
I thought it could have been a little weirder. That would have made it a little bit more fun, but I was
pretty fucking weird.
There's also Ari Aster was an executive producer on this, which was kind of surprising.
Sharfman he worked on The Witch. I think he worked on Midsummer too. Like he worked with Aster and Eggers, so like he has chops. What'd give it out of what is your overall rating?
Yeah, like 2 stars out of 5.
2 out of 5. Wow, hard on your own movie.
It was not. I was let down by the movie, honestly. I thought it could have had a lot of promise in that movie, and I felt like it came up short.
Yeah, Jacob.
I mean, it's pretty similar. Like, I liked the whole twist. I wish the CGI was a bit better, but I liked it looked a little bit goofy. But I'm with Steve. Like, I liked the idea in general, but it could have been executed a bit better, I think, with some more like you're saying, like more dark comedy because of the situation at hand. Could have been a little bit lighter, but also Paul Rudd's character was kind of sucked. Like, I wanted him to die, if anything, for most of it. So it's like kind of Paul Rudd's not somebody you want to feel like that in a movie either. Like I feel like that's the first time ever. But yeah, I mean, I think I'd give it a similar rating, like 2.2
out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more positive on this than I thought you guys would be, but not too much. I think it's like 2.5 to 3 stars out of 5. The premise, the commentary, the premise is interesting. It's a unicorn, but it's like evil unicorns. Fine, whatever. Don't care about that. That's whatever. Paul Rudd, love Paul Rudd. Will Poulter's great. Like some of Will Poulter's performance was spectacular. I couldn't take my eyes off him when he was there. I also liked the guy from Barry. I'm sorry, I forget his name. He was the funniest part of the film. Griff. The character's name is Griff, but he's great, and it makes me want to go back and watch Barry because he's so funny in that. Jenna Ortega's just kind of there. She's doing her job. Not great. Not bad.
She's there.
Rudd
feels like she's there to sell tickets.
Yeah, she's definitely. This is definitely a like teenager movie, even though the gore was like pretty brutal.
It was legit gore. It was pretty good to watch.
I liked the gore. I thought the gore was like kind of one of the best parts. The score was fantastic. If you listen to the music, it had like that synthy space pop sound that was at the end of Hereditary that is iconic at this point. The doo-doo, like the big rise stinger. That was made by John Carpenter from Halloween. So he did the score. John Carpenter did the score for Halloween and directed Halloween. So a legendary producer on that. He worked with the son on the score, so that makes sense why it was so good. The CGI on the horses was brutal.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It didn't look like it fit at all.
It took
for a creature feature film. They didn't make a convincing animal. Very minimal practical effects, just not great. But the gore was good. The story's basic. The commentary is toothless. It's not, it's like all the stereotypes of generations of wealth and corruption, greed over nature, stuff. I will say at the end, the movie gets cooking around an hour. An hour in, it's good. After that, it gets good. The first is like whatever, don't care. Set up the premise. Paul Rudd's hateable, and then we meet the family and it's off. The end of the film kind of choked me up a bit. I was like with Rudd and Ortega and Rudd's, spoiler alert, passing away from his wound, and like they're talking about me seeing the mom at the end in the place that's where the unicorns come from, which is basically just an allegory for dying. And like, well, see you again, and I'll be there. Like that choked me up. I thought that was good. Like that sort of salvaged it.
I like the end. I really like that whole that monologue that she had talking about, it's beautiful there. Mom's there. She'll be waiting for you. Like, and then
I wasn't expecting it.
They absolutely banged it in the fucking ass by fucking bringing him back to life afterwards. Like that would have landed so much better if he was just dead. Like there was like if they just let him die right there, like that would have been such a beautiful scene to like end the movie on. But no, they had to fucking bring his dumbass fucking back.
Just to bring the baby unicorn back. It's like, yeah, it was like the premise was a bit hokey. The plot was kind of
and then the unicorns turned white. Like they're all black and then they turn white after they fucking like bring the baby back. Like, they didn't ever fucking explain that at all.
And why did they not kill Jenna Ortega? I know she was a virgin maiden or whatever, but that
she was like the pure-hearted maiden or whatever. Like she wanted to help the baby when it died or whatever, and then Paul Rudd killed it. And then they were like, "Yeah, we can bring Paul Rudd back though." Like,
and then Paul Rudd was able to stop the thing with the tusk of the baby. I don't understand that.
It was like the thing was just following him back after it was chasing him, trying to kill him. It was like,
yeah, maybe we need to look more into like unicorn lore because there's a lot not explained when it comes to like the rules and of unicorns and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I say it's not a bad movie. I give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. I think it salvaged itself at the end there, and some aspects are really good, like the score, the comedic performance from Poulter and the guy from Barry, Griff.
Poulter doing lines of fucking
unicorn dust.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he was the best part of that
movie.
And but like there's a film that does this premise, which is just the greed and the parody of greed and wealth and eat the rich stuff. That was a movie that came out few years ago, but The Triangle of Sadness, starring Woody Harrelson and Jesus, what's his
I thought you
name?
were gonna say Parasite.
Well, no, Parasite's like a top 5 movie all time. That movie is
It's
like,
my favorite. Yeah.
it's also not funny. It's fucking really dark.
As an economics major, though, I was eating that up. All the
Oh,
social comments.
oh, literally. I mean, they're at the bottom of the hill,
Mm.
and it gets flooded by water, and they go up, and it's Bong Joon-ho cooked with that one.
So good.
But yeah, Triangle of Sadness. I forget who directed it, but it's European. It's basically like Europe's version of this, starring Woody Harrelson. And I can't remember his name. Jesus.
There's that other movie, was it Levels, where like the food starts at the top and then it drops down. I never saw
That's
that.
that's like a Netflix banger though.
Yeah, I never
That's
saw
like,
that movie. I don't know if it's any good, but I just remember
it was good enough to get a sequel.
they got a sequel out of that.
Yeah, I know that, but I haven't seen them.
Or was it Snowpiercer with the fucking train?
That's a good one.
That's also Bong Joon-ho. Yeah,
That one goes
Yeah.
hard.
Was that a
Yeah.
series or was that a movie?
Both.
Yeah, wasn't it like a comic book?
There's
Or
like
an
a
anime?
show right now about it. But yeah, you're right. Like it started from like comics, but then there's like a show because of the Snowpiercer movie success. I think I haven't seen it. I think people don't like it as much as the movie, but yeah, there's a show about it now.
Yeah, because there's parts about Snowpiercer that are like, this is not Americanized that much. It's just basically like a Korean Japanese film, like base product starring Chris Evans and other white people.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the part of the criticism of Bong Joon-ho, and it's not really his fault because he made a great film. Despite it, it's more of a commentary on the audience, being like, we would never watch this if it didn't star Captain America. And they'd be missing out on a really great film. So, anyhow,
Yeah, there's
this
like
film,
movies that you could talking about the social dynamics of poor people and rich people like this. You go on for fucking 18 hours talking about movies just about that. Like it's a common theme.
the guy who does this the best, he is Swedish. Oh my god, he's in my letterbox. I'm sorry. Vamp covered this film.
Like yeah, that movie I thought, like Cody said, like that movie was toothless. Like there was no bite to that movie. There was nothing that really dragged you in to watch that movie. Like I had a hard time even paying attention to that movie for how long it was. It wasn't even like a crazy long movie either.
I'm sorry, I got the guy, and it's the guy who directed Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund. He does this. He's Swedish. He directed Triangle of Sadness and The Square, and it's not as comedic as this is, but it is such a biting like analysis of classism, and like it makes fun of the upper class in very unique ways and real life ways that it's so grounded in real life. This one is obviously mystical and fantastical, and it's a parody. Like these characters are openly a joke, whereas his are not.
Is his next movie going to be like The Circle or something, or Circle of Happiness, since he's Triangle and Square already?
He might be. I mean, he also directed Force Majeure, which before that he directs his movies are in like whatever the language of the area he takes place. So Triangle of Sadness was English, and it was nominated for an Oscar. But his best movie is The Square, and that one is like pretty exclusively Swedish.
Gotcha.
And so is Force Majeure. So he's not as well known. He's definitely not Bong Joon-ho known. But then again, he's never directed a movie like Bong Joon-ho. So those two guys, if they do classism and class analysis and class comedy at a much better level, and maybe Sharfman can get there, and it's not a bad rendition for his first go, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, there's movies that do this a lot better and a lot more cogently and a lot more slicker.
You know what this felt like? This felt like a straight to Netflix like movie. Like this
Yeah, it feels like an AI movie.
This didn't feel like an A24 movie. This didn't feel like something that was like hashed out and really like looked into. It just feel like, oh, let's just slap together a movie with a weird premise and put some names in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like A24. This was when A24 got bought out, but it's a new movie, so this is under the new regime, and it feels like this premise was farted out by AI because I think it said explicitly. Hold on. Oh shit, I lost it. But this movie was written during the BAFTA strikes.
Oh.
So I feel like there's an issue with and that's probably why it's way underbaked.
Yeah.
In terms of storyline.
That makes sense.
But not terrible. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but I didn't. For the first hour, I thought it was terrible, and then it really picked up, and there was parts that I really liked. So there's positives there. 2.5 is not bad. 2.5 out of 5 stars is not a bad first showing. For a young director in Sharfman. But yeah, that's the death of a unicorn. Steve, any parting thoughts? Your movie?
I said there's no such thing as a bad A24 movie, and I was wrong.
I don't think this was a bad movie. There's bad parts of it, but I don't think
it was a good movie.
Well, fair. I mean, listen, it's all subjective anyways, but
like you said, you wouldn't go back and watch it again, so.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's like I think Moonlight's one of the best films of all time. I've only ever seen it like twice. I'm not dying to go back and watch that just because it's like I don't know, it really affects me emotionally.
I mean, I get that. I mean, you're not going to go back. You can watch Oppenheimer too many times. It's a 3-hour long movie. That's like one of the best films ever made. Like
I completely disagree. I've seen that 5 times. I've watched Oppenheimer, but I'm a freak. I've read the book. Like I'm a freak for that stuff. But the average person is definitely not sitting through 3.5 hours of Oppenheimer multiple times. That's like
in movie theaters. It was unbelievable, and I don't think I'll ever see it again.
We're talking about decent percentages of your life that you're never getting back if you rewatch that movie.
That's a big ass chunk of your life. You spent 45 hours watching Oppenheimer, dude. Like,
yeah, that's tough. But listen, it's a great ride. But that's a masterpiece film. Anyhow, this was not that. My pick for a movie continuing the theme of A24 month is Alex Garland's 2014 sci-fi thriller, Ex Machina, starring Domhnall Gleeson, Oscar Isaac, what's her name? Alicia Vikander, I believe. But it's
I've always looked at it and thought it was really cool looking though.
It kind of helped put A24 on the map. 2015 by Alex Garland. Yeah, it put him on the map. A24 on the map. Alex Garland, one of the best writers. We talked about it earlier, Steve, in terms of sci-fi in terms of he makes A24 movies, and he writes them well. He directed Civil War. He wrote Annihilation, not an A24 film, but in the vein of that, he makes heady sci-fi. And this movie is basically about AI. And have you guys ever heard of the Turing test?
I don't know.
It's a piece of sci-fi. What is it? I'm so stupid. It's a theory about the evolution of AI and when does a machine become so perfect or become human. Basically, when are we going to not be able to tell when a machine is a machine? And it kind of mimics what's happening now in real life in terms of what we're seeing online. We're seeing the very early stages of what AI is doing and how it manipulates the human brain, or how people use it to manipulate the human brain. So it's heady, it's sci-fi, it's very much me, and it's great performances by Gleeson and Oscar Isaac. So that's my film. What do you guys think?
I haven't seen it, so I'm excited to. Like you're saying, it's the beginning of A24, so.
I will say there is a hell of a dance scene. Just prepare yourself.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it from us, boys. An hour and 50. We've taken up enough of your time.
Hell yeah, brother.
Go sell.
Parting thoughts?
I mean, I'm just.
We didn't get Jacob's thoughts on the Tatum coming back theory.
Oh yeah, run this by him before we go.
Well, somebody on Twitter, I don't know what their username was. I'd give them a shout out, but they noticed that like 4 or 5 of Tatum's Snapchat stories and Instagram stories that the timestamp is 2:08 on like 4 or 5 different ones.
Yeah.
And then you saw the calendar, and 2:08 is a Sunday against the Knicks at home, and he talked about coming back at home. That's a primetime game. So there's thoughts that he's putting out Easter eggs about coming back on in the beginning of February.
I mean, that'd line up with like how he's kind of talking. So
The timeline would work.
yeah, no, and I actually did see like a very vague tweet about that, but I was like too busy to look into it. About like a post, and he's like, "Oh, there's the other. We've seen other posts like this." No, I feel like that's a pretty sound theory. I feel like he's a pretty intentional dude too.
There's no
Maybe
way,
so.
dude. He's like, yeah, 208. Every single time I'm working out, make sure you get that. And like, doesn't he have bigger fish to fry? Like actually rehabbing instead of like, you know. Also, how certain is he that that would be the date? Like, how ready is he to come back?
I don't know.
Maybe that's his aiming date, but maybe he's not. He's not outwardly saying that because then you're putting pressure
he
on
is, though.
a setback or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
He's cryptically saying it, according to you.
Yeah, but like,
He's saying it, but not saying it.
you see how deep you had to dig to find that cryptically saying it. This wasn't a cryptic fucking tweet by fucking LeBron. Like, this is.
You are reaching a bit, I will say. Other than that, I'm with you. I kind of hope it's sooner, to be completely honest.
That's true, I guess. January.
Yeah, obviously that'd
week.
be pushing it. Yeah, tomorrow.
Comes back on Friday against the Lakers.
Listen, I saw him dunk. I'm like, we could maybe use that. But no, yeah. So that's it from us. Jayson Tatum, see you in February, Chief. Heal up, feel better. Jaylen Brown, keep doing what you're doing. We love it. And the rest of the guys, keep bringing that energy. Go Seas.
Keep the energy up.
Lee Green, love the Seas. Let's go, boys.